Hello, and welcome to info at scheduleafoodtruck.com. You know, from the chuck wagons of the Old West, to the mess trucks bringing rations to the troops during World War II, to the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, food trucks represent the latest installment in man's ongoing effort to deliver food to those who want or need it. In the coming podcasts, we will discuss the world of food trucks from a variety of perspectives. Our mission is to offer you info you can use to make the most of your food truck experience. Whether you own a food truck, provide goods and services to food trucks, or maybe you need food truck services yourself, you can get all your info at scheduleafoodtruck.com. And here we are at Urban House in Dallas, the property run by our National Food Truck Promoter of the Year.
Hello, and welcome to Info at Schedule a Food Truck. And today we're with Philip Rosowitz. He is our National Food Truck Promoter of the Year. Absolutely. So the first thing we want to do is present him with this award. He works hard for it all year. Philip, here you go. Congratulations.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You've been sending food trucks out to your property for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And I know the trucks always want to line up to come back, so you're doing something really right. Why don't you kind of walk our listeners through what you do to promote the service?
Well, what we use it as is a community event that's required by management companies throughout the country. We do it every week. We call it Food Trucking Tuesday. We do a lot of work to promote it. We print out flyers. We post them behind our mail center, our Lux rooms, our cafe, and our offices. We also pass out flyers at the food truck that Tuesday for the following Tuesday. We use it as an opportunity for representation and engaging our residents. That's why I feel it's important to be out there. That's our management company. Our Grand Dukes is greatest occasions. So we go over and beyond to service our residents. And that's why we feel it's important to engage them, make them feel a part of the community and activity staff. We also have designated food truck parking, so it makes it easy each week. It's a central gathering point. All the
The trucks
residents
love that. They love knowing where to park every single time. That is so helpful.
All right, this is where we hold our weekly Food Trucking Tuesday. We have our designated 8 parking spaces along the fence. It says food truck parking only every Tuesday between 3 and 9. Allows the trucks to come in early and set up. And if the service is running a little bit late, they can stay a little bit later. And we also, it works great. The trucks have a place to park, and this is our central meeting point between our two properties.
One of the things that we hear from property managers pretty frequently is, I'm not sure I'm going to have time to promote. Now, not to minimize your time and your efforts, but how much time do you think all of that takes?
It really doesn't take that much time at all. I mean, to send it out through active building literally takes 3 minutes to post on active building. The flyers you provide, you just print them out and post them, and basically you can have the maintenance staff or the groundskeeper post them on the property of the office.
When they're out doing other things,
Right.
it's just, okay, that makes sense. Okay. And, you know, what's the feedback been from your residents on having the food trucks out?
Oh, they absolutely love it. Of course, they have their fan favorites that we try to get back. But there's a good rotation of trucks, so basically it's not the same thing.
When you are touring residents, is that something that you bring up during the tour?
Definitely. I mean, we definitely do the selling point. Basically, we actually point out on our tours where the food truck parking is. Point out the signs. This is where the food trucks park. We explain what the food trucking Tuesday is. It's a good way to meet your neighbors, and it's more to support small business.
What we're doing, is supporting small business. And you, being as thorough and as dedicated as you are to it, are making a real impact. The trucks, they tell us about it. They want to come back because it's beneficial, because it helps enrich their lives. So thank you very much for what you do every week. The truck drivers can't, they don't get a chance to say that to you. So we'll tell you on behalf of them, thank you. What your work does here is really important and impacts a lot of people.
Appreciate it.
So we just talked to Philip Rosowitz, our National Food Truck Promoter of the Year. But Philip is not the only person out there doing some fantastic work. We're going to introduce you in just a few seconds to a young man who is taking the promotion thing to an even higher level and is going to give Philip a run for his money in 2022 for sure. With the first property he was with, did some incredible promotions. We were getting phone calls. Things were happening with this service that had not happened before.
We had people calling saying, we've got a flyer. It says the name of the property on it, but we have no idea where the truck is. Does the truck run up and down the street like an ice cream truck? We're like, where are you? And anyway, Cecil had taken flyers and put them all over the neighborhood, not just at his property. He invited the entire neighborhood. So it wasn't just a resident event, it was a community event. And the food truck sold out in an hour and a half. She was absolutely amazed at how many people came to visit. There were senior citizens across the street that came over in a wheelchair.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, people, rolling them across the streets because they wanted food from the food truck. So Cecil's approach was very community driven, not just a resident event. And because of that, he positioned the food trucks to do great, and he's moved on to another property, and the property he went to had a history of using food trucks that did not go well. And Cecil arrived on the scene and worked his magic, and the food truck services are back, and they're strong, and the residents really seem to appreciate it. So we can all learn a little bit from this young man.
Absolutely. So let's bring on Mr. Cecil Graves. And he should be popping up here in just a second. There
he is.
Cecil, thanks again for joining us. Please kind of walk us through your approach, your preparation. How is it that you have been able to be so successful with food truck services?
So what I do once I receive the flyer for that particular food truck, I'll do a mass email to the residents and get them excited. You got to be excited. So I send out mass emails. I do marketing to small businesses, gas stations, hotels, extended stays, anybody that's passing by and say, hey, check out our food truck.
How much time do you think you spend promoting a food truck service?
Honestly, Dana, it doesn't take very long. Maybe it doesn't take about 5 minutes or less to send a mass email, and then during the week, maybe 45 minutes to an hour for the whole week, honestly. It doesn't take long. It's not a lot of work.
Do you feel like this helps you with your resident retention?
I think it does, because it gives them something to look forward to. We had so much positive feedback from the current food truck that we had. The residents enjoyed it, and they can't wait for the next one.
When you do tours to bring your residents in, for the prospective residents, do you mention that you have food truck service?
I do. I mentioned we have resident events, and I do bring up the food truck. Yes, I do. It's not just about the property. It's about the surrounding area, because you never know where your prospects are going to come from. So you have to reach every market. So it's a good way to invite people to see what you're about. And when they see something exciting going on, then they may tell a friend or a family member or a coworker, this is a pretty cool property. They have this and this and this and that going on. So, yeah.
Well, I think that you are doing a great job. We found you to be a breath of fresh air, and we just really appreciate all that you're doing for your residents and the food truck community and small businesses. So we look forward to working with you for hopefully many years to come.
I love it, because I love DJing, having my music going outside, and all that.
So I'm sorry. So you're spinning the wheels at the food truck services also?
No, it's just my car.
Okay. I thought we were talking about something totally different. Okay.
No. Even though I'm not required to be there after hours, I still enjoy just being a part of the event.
It's funny you mention that, because we do an award, the National Food Truck Promoter of the Year for a national, and the gentleman who won it last for 2021 mentioned the same thing. He likes to stay and interact with his residents. It gives a real sense of community and personalization to the resident events. So I think you're onto something. Honestly, you have just done a great job. You've breathed life into services that just didn't exist. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. And Cecil, is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap this thing up? I know it's in the middle of your work day, so thank you so much for being a part of it during your day. Anything else that you want to impart to us before we take off?
No, I just tell anybody that's promoting the food truck just to put effort into it, be excited about it, and just be excited about it and market.
That's perfect. Thank you so much.
Cecil, thanks a lot, man. Thank you for working with us on this. And we will be back talking to you again soon, I am sure.
Sure, I look forward to it.
All right.
We'll say goodbye now to Philip and Cecil, two young men making a positive impact on their local small business communities. I hope you found this useful, and we would love to help you make food trucks a part of your community. We look forward to seeing you again soon. So tune into our next podcast and get more info at scheduleafoodtruck.com.